Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany. I'm starting this channel just based off of skincare, makeup, a little bit of wellness here and there, but that's not really going to be something that I focus on. I'm a New York State licensed esthetician, so I know a good amount about skincare and like different skincare products and modalities and all that fun stuff. And what kind of piqued my interest in all of the skincare and everything was my love of makeup. So it's gonna be a mix of like skincare tips and makeup tutorials. I don't really want to go into it too much further just because this video isn't really about that. My first one I just wanted to make because New Year's Eve is actually tomorrow. Today is Monday the 30th, so I think today I'm just gonna kind of do a nice simple New Year's Eve look, mostly based on the eyes. We'll probably do like a nice easy nude lip. I don't really have a plan. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't usually have plans, and things tend to like kind of work themselves out. So we'll kind of see where today takes us. So to start off, I'm just going to start with like a little bit of simple skincare. I've already washed my face. I used my Dermalogica skin hydrating cleanser, I believe it's called. And to tone, which I've already done, I used my multi-active toner. This is just like a little baby size of it, but you can get the full adult size if you want. I'm gonna use just my hydrating squalene oil. The one that I have is from The Ordinary, my hydrating squalene oil. So I'm gonna use this for my serum. So I just put a few drops, 3, into my palm and just kind of tap it into my skin. So for my under eyes, I use another product by The Ordinary. It's their caffeine solution, an EGCG, which is really great for like reducing puffiness around your eye area, which is really good for morning time. It's also good for pigmentation, so any dark circles that you have around your eye area, it helps reduce the appearance of those. So for this, I just take 1 drop onto my ring finger, and I use 1 drop for both eyes. So you don't need a lot of product for your eye area. The skin is so thin and it'll only take up whatever it needs. So I put it on both my middle finger and my ring finger, and then I just pat it along my orbital bone here, and then up on my the upper one as well, so by the brow bone. You just pat it in. You don't want to rub, and you don't want to use too much product. For an eye cream, I'll use my Sephora brightening eye cream with hyaluronic acid, so very hydrating. My under eyes tend to be very dry. I get those lovely little fine lines underneath, which show up great under concealer and powder and all that stuff, so we try and reduce them as much as we can. And for my face, I'm going to use Dermalogica's Intensive Moisture Balance. Again, because I'm on the drier side, I like a cream that's gonna keep me hydrated but not feel like a mask. I hate that kind of like plastered feeling that you get sometimes with super rich creams. This one, it's very hydrating but lightweight. So I'm just gonna let that soak in just for a second. I'm gonna go wet my beauty blender and I'll be right back. So back now. For primer, I'm gonna use my Fenty hydrating primer. Ever since she came out with these like hydrating foundations, primers, whatever else, they have been amazing for my skin, because before I was using that matte or her original formula that came out, and it was just way too drying for my face. All right, again, Pro Filter hydrating primer. And for me, I just sort of like focusing it on my drier areas, but then I'll spread it everywhere. So I'm super dry just in the middle of my forehead. My nose area right here has been dry, and just down here. I don't want to get anything like flaky. So in the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation, my winter shade is 150. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. For me, I just do 1 pump because it's very, very pigmented, and it can kind of just, it distributes really, really well. And if I need another layer, I can always do that, but typically I don't need that, or I don't want that. I like my skin showing through a little bit. And then I always have like a little extra left on the back of my hand So if I do need a little extra coverage anywhere, I'll just get it from the back of my hand. Okay, so now that for skin we have like a nice kind of blank canvas, I'm going to go ahead and put my concealer on, and again it's the shade 120 Fenty Beauty concealer. They only have one kind. And for this application I don't go crazy with that big triangle highlight that everybody used to do. I just kind of like, I do a little bit right here because I have some redness, a little bit up here, right down here to balance everything out, and then I have marionette lines, so I like to kind of get rid of those. And then anything extra I'll put on like any scarring or whatever I have, but I'll usually have more than enough on my beauty blender at that point. Okay, now that we are completely ghost white, let's add on to that a little bit more with some Fenty Beauty setting powder. We're gonna use the Pro Filter setting powder in Butter. So I already have like a ton just sitting in the top right here. So I don't bake just because my under eyes, I really don't need it. Let me just make sure everything's all tapped out here. I really don't need to bake. It's just a little too drying for my under eyes. So what I do is like my form of baking, I guess. So I'll take the powder on the tip of my beauty blender and I just kind of pat it in the under eye area, and then I even go down a little bit to the nose, just like that. And then I also add just whatever's left on the beauty blender right here, because this is where I put my contour color. A little bit here, a little bit here. We're just gonna put it everywhere, I mean, at this point, right? And then I never let it sit, so then I'll right away take my Huda Beauty Bacon Blend brush, and then I'll take the more angled side and just kind of dust everything away. So I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer in Shady Biz. So it's a little bit lighter than I normally use for my bronzers, but still it gives me like a nice kind of subtle color, which I appreciate. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Fenty Beauty Kilowatt duos. This one is Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. I really like using the Ginger Binge color. I would show it to you, but this is an absolute total mess. It's dropped so many times and it's shattered, it's ugly, and you don't need to see it. So the colors are really great, a really nice like kind of almost like shimmery peach. I want to say a little similar to like NARS Orgasm. And just put a little bit on my brush. And then, because I have a rounder face, I don't really like going on the apples of my cheeks just because I don't like my already round face to look even rounder than it is. So I mostly focus it right back here in a nice true 80s fashion, and then bring a little bit onto my apples. I always put whatever is left just across the bridge of my nose. I love, 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 love my Desi and Katie collab with Dose of Colors. This guy in Fuego. I like barely try to use it because I don't want to run out of it. Just like a little right here. And then because my eyebrows aren't done yet, I always bring it up over there. And look at that. How pretty. Ugh. And now you're probably asking, Brittany, aren't you about to get into your eyeshadow? Why did you do your base? And I'll let you know right now, I wasn't thinking. So we're gonna go ahead and try not to make a total absolute mess of this base. And let's get into some eyes here. So I'm gonna use my dirty, yeah, all right, whatever, this is as good as it's gonna get. My Sephora Pro palette in the warm warm shade. So don't mind my brows because I haven't touched them yet. And for the base, we're gonna go with the very blank, almost like white shade called Canvas from the palette on just this really big, it's called a blending shadow brush from Sephora, but honestly any like big flat brush will do. And so sorry if you can see the lovely texture that's on my skin. I mean, I'm human, so it happens. By the way, sorry, I probably should have done this. So this was the shade that I used for the base, and for transitional shade, I'll start with the color Saddle, which is this guy right here. And this is with another Sephora brush, and this is just the Pro Blending. So we're gonna wait for this to focus. There we go. And we're gonna bring it into the crease. I'm gonna go in to the color just like slightly darker than it. This guy is called Clay, and it is, oops. Oh, this is so annoying. It's this one right here. Warm up that crease. And don't worry about this outer edge here. I need to get my like MAC 217 or something to blend that guy out. Just have to locate it. This isn't my MAC 217, but it basically is the same thing. It's a Japanesque brush. Do you have a number? You don't. Oh, 836. Ah, clean lines. Nice clean lines. So I'm gonna go in with another darker shadow just to kind of carve everything out. I'm gonna go into Sepia first, which is this one, and then we'll do Cocoa after. I really just like building up the colors so that it's not like too much at one time, you know? And it's not hard to blend out, and it's not like, where is she going with this makeup? It looks like a muddy mess, you know? We're gonna go back in with that cocoa color, which is this one right here. So we'll go right here. Boop. Outer V. And then just to make it nice and seamless, we're just gonna bring it a little bit up into that crease. Now I kind of want to go even darker, and this is more of a cool tone brown, so it's the one right next to Cocoa, which is Cedar, so that guy there. Okay, so in true YouTube fashion, my camera cut out. I didn't really do anything, and I also don't really know where it stopped. I know that I added in that Cedar color, which is like more of that cool tone brown, and it added like some really nice depth to the eye, which I was really happy about. So all I really did for like the past 10 minutes or so was just talk and blend out my eyeshadow. So you didn't really miss much. So now I'm just gonna go into my lower lash line, and I'm gonna go in with Clay. Bye-bye. Which is that nice warm tone. And then we're gonna jump right into Cocoa, which is that darker color, and just more so on the outer corner we can focus that. So I think I might go with this one right here. I think I may just pat it on at first with my ring finger and see where it takes us. Okay. Well, if I do have to say one thing about this palette is that the color payoff is very good and not wasted. And I think this might have been a little more yellowy than what I wanted to do, but what we do to one side, we must do to the other. Let me do Fluffy Brush. I would like it a little bit more on the toned down side, so I think I'm going to try and layer it with this color here, which is Brass. This guy here. didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna take the little bullet shaped brush that I had with my cocoa color again and just kind of blend this in. Just a little bit nicer. I'm gonna do a little bit of an inner corner highlight. This one right here. That upper one. A little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shine. Not that we're really lacking that with this. Let me go back in with my Dose of Colors highlighter, and I think that'll give me a little bit more of the look that I wanted. I'm gonna go ahead in with my Fenty Beauty brow pencil in dark brown. What color is this? Yeah, dark brown. And we just do a nice easy fill in with the Z-brows. Brows done. Now we're gonna ruin the whole thing by trying to put on some liquid eyeliner. I'm using Stila's Stay All Day waterproof liquid eyeliner in black. So I'll be the first to admit, I mean, it's not even. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it is. Lashes, I can't find my fake lashes, so we're gonna go with mascara. I'm gonna use my lovely little eyelash curler first, and the mascara that I'm using is a Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2, which is like my favorite mascara. It does not move. It's gonna be a pain to get off, but trust me, it's worth it. Alright, we're gonna do a nice curl to the lashes. I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes before I curl my lashes, I just have this like vision of me accidentally cutting them. And I don't know if that's possible. I feel like it is, but I really don't want it to happen to me. I'm just gonna add my mascara off camera because my battery's dying and everybody knows how to apply mascara. So I do have to say, one of my favorite things that I learned was using one of these brushes, or like a spoolie, whatever you have, to take away dried mascara that kind of ends up on your shadow. You just wait for it to dry, then you use one of these guys, you rub it across, and it gets rid of like everything, and it's so good and it doesn't mess up your makeup. So for lips, here we're gonna go in with Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk Lip Cheat Pencil. Ooh, it's nice. I don't need to sharpen it. So just, I say just line your lips, but duh. So for lip color, we're gonna use Charlotte Tilbury's Super Cindy. It's one of the matte ones. I can't remember the name. I want to call it Pillow Talk, but that was the name of the lip liner. But it's just one of the matte lipsticks in Super Cindy, which is a really nice pinky kind of nude, peachy pink nude. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little pinker than I wanted, so I'm gonna nude it out. My Kim KKW? Or Kim KW? Yeah, Kim KW is what it's called. Another nude, just more muted. Better. And then over top of that, I'm just gonna go with my Dose of Colors lip topper in this really nice gold. I want to say this is also from the Desi Katie collab, but I lost the sticker on the bottom, so I don't know. I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand and tap it in with my ring finger, just because I don't want to get the doe foot applicator dirty. Okay, so this is the final look. Nice gold eye, nude lip with a little bit of a gold lippy topper. Some messed up winged eyeliner, but whatever. And no lashes, because you know what? I feel like when you're dancing and you're sweating, your lashes always pop off, so you don't have to worry about that with this look. Just use really good mascara. Alright, anyway. Thank you so much for watching. Well, I put out new videos. I'll be putting them out a little bit more frequently just because I'm a newer YouTuber. So to just kind of, you know, get my footing here, I'm going to try and put out as many as I can. Anything that you want to see from me, you can always leave in the comments down below. So please request any videos if you do have any requests. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Have a happy new year.